Nice. Okay.
We good?
Yeah.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, man, I like your shoes. Ooh. Did you write on that so we know what episode this is?
And
I'm really sick of you. Okay, we get it. Okay, we don't need that last one. On this week's episode of Keepin, Blount, I have a special guest. Let me give you flowers first for everything that you've been doing in Houston this far. The 130-foot mural that's over there near NRG, Big Dreams, I think, or Dream Big, excuse me. I think that piece is phenomenal. And I kind of hate that Houston took away the murals that we did have, but for you to still stand, I think that's pretty awesome. But I'm glad you're on the show. On this week, we have Amy Malkan. Did I say it right? I still said it wrong, didn't I?
Yeah, you said it right the first time, and we just completely...
And I just ruined it.
I don't know what that last name was.
Hey, give me one more clap. Give me one more.
It's Malkan.
Malkan.
See, now you're adding some extra flavors and spices in there. Just say Malkan.
No, because that's the American way.
But with your extra flavors, it'll even everything out.
It's just a little seasoning.
I didn't ask for the smoked paprika and the cayenne pepper and...
all right, we'll do what that...
Malkan. Yeah, with a K.
Yes.
I don't know what you said earlier.
I got nervous, and then...
I know, it's okay. Don't be nervous.
I'm okay.
You do this. You're an expert.
Yeah, but it's just... I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't even apologize.
We're good.
We're even now, because I was late and you mispronounced my name.
I mean, but your late was not as late.
That's very late for me, because I should have showed up 10 minutes beforehand.
I mean, but it's... I've seen late. We had a little episode this weekend. Shout out to Mufasa. So I wanted to bring you in because a lot of people doing the 9 to 5, they in the corporate world.
That wasn't going to get edited out?
No,
maybe.
that's going to be
that's live, that's
in
real.
there. I don't have a choice. I'm stuck with that for life. And we're here. It's okay. But I wanted to bring you in because I feel like the story that comes with you should be shared to the youth. And, on this show, we call it passing the ball. So the information that you have to get to where you are, we would like to see if you could pass the ball, but also it gives the audience a chance to see who you are as a person. So for you to be in the corporate world for 15 plus years and then just decided, hey, I'm finna be a full-time artist. What inspired you to even go that route?
So I have to give a little bit of backstory first.
Please.
Right? So I think if you talk to any artist and they ask where did you learn this or how did you become an artist? I mean, I would say most creative people were just born like this.
Right.
We didn't have a choice.
Okay.
Now it's up to us to decide if we want to do it as a hobby, as something as therapy, or if we're going to make it into a professional career. Mm-hmm. Neither route is wrong. You're still an artist regardless, right? And so anyways, I wanted to pursue art in college. That was not an option for me because I'm a first-generation immigrant. My parents are from India. They came here with, it's the same story, rags to riches, with nothing and made something and want to give us a good life, right? Mm-hmm. And at the time, there are no examples of showing artists that are successful and thriving. Okay. So when I said that I wanted to do that, as a career, that wasn't really an option. And so I listened to my parents and I graduated with psychology, a BA in psychology.
Wow.
Which I consider it a BS degree if you're not going to pursue higher education, right? You can't really do anything with a bachelor's in psychology in the real world.
I mean, it's still good to have that underneath your belt.
It's good to have the degree.
Yeah, for sure.
But if I was to do it over again, and this is what I would advise to young adults who are pursuing higher education, who do decide to go to college, I would go and get a business degree.
First, off the gate.
Yeah, I would get a business degree. You don't have to know what you're doing in life,
Okay.
but get a business degree because that skill set is transferable.
True.
So you may be like, well, my parents want me to go to college, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to graduate in.
with
Graduate in
business.
business.
Okay.
And then you'll be okay. Because if you meet like doctors or any of these other professionals and they have their own practice or their own business, you
Right.
still have to have the business side of it down.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to take the class regardless.
Yeah,
Like you're
you
gonna have to
still
have
need
it.
to know. So might as well do it early on in college if you have no idea what you want to major in, or double major if you do know what you want to do.
True.
I would be an art and a business degree major.
Because I mean, you are the CEO of this company, so I
100%.
mean,
you need to know how all the inner workings
so you're
of
not just an
everything.
artist; you're a business owner
I'm a
as well.
business
So
owner. Yes.
that is definitely needed.
Which that's another separate topic I'll get into. So I came, I graduated, and really only thing you can do with that is, for me at the time, was thinking just sales, like get into sales.
Right.
So
Right.
which was a blessing because all of my experiences have culminated into where I am today.
Okay.
So I did all kinds of sales. I've done door-to-door sales, face-to-face sales,
Wow.
fundraising. I've done retail sales. I've done managed services, IT. I've done all the sales. And I'm also one of those weirdos that enjoy cold calling and cold knocking and cold like door-to-door sales. I love it. It's fun.
How?
It's like a game.
Really?
So in college, I was a part of a company called Southwestern Books, and it's a similar model to Cutco Knives, where
Okay.
college students get assigned a territory out of state, like you're in a different state, and you sell door to door. So I'm selling encyclopedias and educational books. And we're taught so before you go to your territory, everyone who's selling for the summer, all the college students, we all meet in Tennessee.
Okay.
And we do a week-long brainwashing program to get you focused on sales.
Right.
So they had us waking up at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. We had to do a cold shower. You couldn't do to wake up your body. There's like also, that's like same as cold plunging. So
Okay.
cold shower,
Right,
say your goals for the day, and then you go to breakfast, meet your team lead, and then by 7 o'clock you should be knocking at your first door.
Okay.
And so, I mean, these are the things that we were learning in college. And I learned how to, my territory were in high income earners.
Yeah.
So my selling technique would be different to high income earners versus if someone was assigned like the trailer parks or low socioeconomic areas. So
Right.
low socioeconomic areas, the what's the word? Technique would be, hey, this education will be the ticket for them to have a better life.
Okay.
And for the high income earners, it would be keeping up with the Joneses.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I
not
see.
necessarily a ticket because they already are living a nice
Right,
life. It would
right,
be like,
right.
well, so and so, Susie and John and all.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're learning all this. All of that helped. So I did sales growing up and young adult after college, but I'm making all this money and I'm like, I'm not happy. There has to be more to life than
this.
selling Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
And then living for the weekend, like, oh, TGIF, I can't wait. And then Sunday be like, oh, crap, tomorrow is Monday. Like,
So were you still like doing anything art wise at that
no.
time?
No.
Really?
No, I mean, like, I'll do my own art stuff, but there was nothing art related,
Okay.
really.
Okay.
And then I wanted a change of pace, and I moved to Australia for 1 year.
Nice.
And I lived there, and I traveled the world, and obviously I did sales, and I did face-to-face fundraising where I'm like on the streets of Sydney downtown, and I'm selling a membership, like for them to give me a credit card information within 5 minutes of meeting me to become a member to do a monthly $35 donation to Amnesty
And this is
International.
door to door.
No. This is on the streets of like downtown. They're walking like in the streets of New York.
Oh.
And I'm like, hey, how are you? Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Have you not met these? They're
Oh,
also
I see
here.
them all the time. Trust
that
me.
was me.
Wow.
Doing that. And after a year was up, because you can't extend your visa after a year, that was like the best and lowest moment of my life. I learned a lot, and I lived very happy. And like their phrase was like, no worries, mate. No worries,
Okay.
mate. No worries, mate. No worries.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, how do I bring that energy here?
Okay.
And a friend invited me to come to LA to Brendan Bouchard's Expert Academy. He is the marketing guru. If you don't know who he is, I would definitely look him up.
Definitely will.
Oprah, Tony Robbins, Ariana Huffington are his clients.
Oh, so he's one of them. Like,
Yeah,
he's that guy.
He's very knowledgeable, and he's literally giving you all the answers in a playbook. And someone had asked him in the academy and said, "You're giving away all this free. Well, it's not free. We have to pay for it, but all of this information that could turn us into competitors. Like, why would you do this?" And he's like, "There's 700 of you in this room, and maybe 5% of you will actually use this. You're here," which is true because I took this class 15 years ago, and I still haven't implemented some of the stuff that he was. It's here. It's just I haven't executed it.
Okay.
Right. And so I took that class, and in that week-long academy, it's really all entrepreneurs of all levels, from ideation phase, which was where I was at, to experts who are like, how can I get to the next level? And so that's where I birthed my business, where I'm like, I love art and I love personal development. So let me combine those two, and that's going to be my business. So I left LA. I became a waitress here, and people are like my best friend, my boyfriend at the time, my family. They're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you're 28, 29 years old.
Yeah.
You have a college degree. What are you doing with your life? You're, effing around.
Yeah.
You're going to be a waitress? Like, that makes no sense. But I'm like, trust me.
There
is a method to this madness. I'm going to be a full-time artist, but I've got to take a few steps back because I still got to pay bills. I still have to make a living.
Right.
But I was strategic in becoming a waitress. I just didn't become a waitress at Chili's or Applebee's. No offense to any of the restaurants. I was somewhere where people who have income and disposable income who value art, so that I could network with them while I was waitressing. So shout out to
that definitely worked in your favor.
Carrabba's off of Kirby. That's where I was a waitress, and I was like the second female hired there. They didn't really hire women waitresses. I was the second one, and I just convinced them because they're like, you don't have any waitressing experience. And I was like, well, look, I'm a young puppy that you can train. I'm not an old dog who can't learn new tricks. So they were like, okay. And I'm like, if I suck after a week, you can fire me. Just like, let's do a probationary period.
Yeah.
I did suck on the first week, but they kept me.
Okay.
I messed up on a really big order at one point where they ordered 6 tomahawk steaks and I ordered 6 petite fillets. So, and like 2 of them were supposed to be well done. So you can imagine the length. And I still hear it to this day about my mess.
We're all humans. We all make
that was
mistakes.
a big, and they're like, it's going to come out of your paycheck. And I'm like, no.
That's tough.
It was hard. But that's how I grew my business.
Right.
And I met a lot of my first clientele was there at the restaurant because they would ask me, they're like, oh, so what are you doing? And what are you doing with your life? They always ask these questions. And I'm like, oh, I'm starting my art business. I'm an artist. And then that's how I was getting my commissions. And that was in 2013. And in 2016, I had a gentleman leave me who was an entrepreneur himself, and him and his family left me $1,500 as a tip. And I
talking about a blessing.
Yeah, I quit my job. I took a trip to Mexico, and in that 1 week by the water, I built my website, I built my marketing materials, I got my business card, I got everything set up so that when I came back to the United States in Houston, I was hitting the ground running. And so in June of 2016, I went full time, and I have not looked back since.
Do you miss that marketing or do you miss that world?
What, the waitressing world?
No, not the waitressing, like sales. Do you miss it?
I am in sales.
I mean, well, as far as like door to door knocking, and do you miss like?
I sometimes do door to door, not aggressively like that, but like if I'm driving by and I see new construction, sometimes I'll stop in to see if the boss is there. Yeah. And I'll do that, or I'll get the contact information, like the construction site, and hit them up, like property managers and stuff like that. But in that sense, I mean, if you're a business owner and you don't say you're a salesperson, then you're not.
Then you're not really a business owner.
Yeah, because you have to sell yourself, especially if you're a solopreneur.
This is true.
To contextualize, I'm not talking about like the owner of Chase Bank, right? But if you are a bootstrap entrepreneur, small business owner, you have to be selling all the time.
So when you brought up the story of like when you started the waitressing job and you had people kind of like question you like, man, what are you doing? And basically you're just respecting the process of what you're trying to do. And so when that goes to my question of when somebody that's watching the show, they're wanting to be an artist, they want to do these steps, but they're kind of scared to even do it. And just know that there's going to be bumps in the road, but they're still scared to kind of even just take that leap of faith. What would your advice be on that note?
Do you want to be more committed to being afraid, or do you want to be more committed of taking the leap? Like which one do you want to entertain?
Is that what you asked yourself at a point in time?
For sure. I think for me I think there's so many nuance to it, right?
True.
So I think naturally in my personality, I'm more of a risk taker than like the average person. I'm willing to take risks.
Okay.
But I also operate in a space of like, what if, in the good sense? Like, what if this works out? Like, what if this happens?
True.
And then I'm also have always had the perspective of, hey, if I try this, maybe something amazing will happen that I don't even have any idea or concept of.
Mm-hmm.
So some of it is just trusting God, that God will reveal some things that I had even no idea was possible. So like, did I have all the answers? Did I know for 100% fact that it was going to work out? No. But all I did was like, let me just do this much because something intuitively tells me this is the right way to do it. So for me was like, if I wanted to work on my business, I want to meet people and get out there, then I have to do that during the day, during business hours. So then at nighttime I can waitress and make money. So yeah, I was sacrificing time and going out. I was sacrificing my own stuff. Like I was laser focused on wanting to be a full-time artist. I got a business coach. I did a business plan competition just to get my name out there.
Okay.
So I think it comes down to, what are you more committed to? Do you want to just stay fearful and sitting on the couch in your head and just be afraid? Because like that's not making any momentum
at all. But with you making the sacrifice and you having to go through that process came with opportunity as well.
Yeah.
So one of the opportunities that came with is your FIFA
mural
that you created. Like, what was that opportunity like? So when they came to you, like, how did you feel about that?
So they didn't come to me. It was an application process.
Oh, I didn't know
So the
that.
Houston Host Committee put out a bid and saying, hey, there's 7 mural opportunities. Apply for this opportunity.
Okay.
Now it was done like last minute. There's other stuff that was probably happening behind the scenes that we're not privy to. And so the deadline was going to be in like 2 weeks. Like they put out the call at the end of May and the mural had to be done by June 9th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was, I was like the call was put out 2 weeks, like mid-May.
Yeah.
They're not going to let you know until end of May because they have to go through a selection process and review the applications. And then, and then it's on top of that, it's an exterior mural. So you're also taking a big risk hoping that the weather is going to be perfect. So, which it wasn't because it was raining during that time.
We're in Houston, Texas. It's not gonna
So
be perfect.
I know that a lot of people and a lot of artists applied, and amazing artists and great artists, and 7 were selected, and I was one of those 7.
Dang.
Which was a great deal. I do remember having a conversation with another artist who was selected, and he was questioning his acceptance and didn't think he was good enough to deserve this.
What?
And then low-key trying to bring me in on it. So I feel like in subtext, you're telling me I wasn't good enough to deserve this opportunity. And so I had to tell him, I said, hey, look, speak for yourself.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way. Do I think that there were other artists that I think their work is better than mine because art is subjective? Of course.
Okay.
Do I 100%? But at the end of the day, there's so many opportunities for us to apply to.
Right.
That some you're going to win some and you're going to lose some. So am I going to sit here and downplay what I achieved in this moment? I'm not going to do that to myself.
And
I earned this fair and square. I went through the application process like everybody else, and I was selected. And his next comment was, because he was like, how did the selection process happen? And so I said, based off of, from what I know and what I asked, the questions that I asked was that city council member Martha Tatum, because we were all assigned districts, and I was assigned her district, District K. She chose me because she's seen my work. And she knows of me, and she's been wanting to work with me. So when this opportunity came up, she was like, done, I want to work with Amy.
No questions asked.
No question asked, because it benefited her too, because it wasn't money coming out of her district, right?
Okay.
So she was like, this is great. I want to work with you. Let's do this. And so when I shared that story with him, he was like, oh, so it wasn't based off of merit. It was based off of relationships. And he said, that's wrong. It should be based off of portfolio. And I'm like, what did you hear?
Like how? First off, why are you even questioning it? To me, it doesn't. I feel like he doesn't even know his worth. If that's the case,
he doesn't know his worth, but he's trying to transfer that over to me
and trying to transfer that
and then
energy.
making it seem like I was delusional of having an inflated value of my worth, right? And so that process was interesting because it revealed a lot, because I even had a few other artists here in Houston actually make public disparaging posts about me.
Wow.
And my mural, and saying that I wasn't qualified or I wasn't good enough, or all of these things, that I was not self-aware about my artwork and who I was as a person. The whole thing was very, very interesting and very revealing.
Dang, talk about some haters.
Wow. Oh, it was definitely revealing. And I think what I learned through that process of getting the FIFA mural was that ignorant confidence. You had asked a question earlier about, how does someone who's 16 or in high school wanting to do this? I think this has played along my entire life. Confident ignorance. You're ignorant is not a bad word. Ignorant means lack of knowledge. You don't have enough knowledge.
Right.
So, and then I'm making a confident move based of lack of knowledge can be a good thing, because I was given a wall, and that wall for FIFA was a tiny wall. It was 5 foot by 9 feet. It was anything.
That's not
and it was
big
in the
at
back
all.
of a car wash. Like, it wasn't public facing. Nobody would know it existed other than my social media when I post it.
Yeah.
And I could have made really good money based off of that wall, because it wasn't going to cost me a lot other than my labor.
Right.
But as being a Houston native, and wanting to celebrate FIFA being in our town, I was like, I wanted to maximize the opportunity. I am a business owner. Would I be able to get publicity off of a small mural? Would I get publicity off of the mural that I just did off of the Wyndham Hotel?
Point proven.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was willing to take that money that I was going to get off that commission, which was it was little money. It wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
And invest into my business. So I didn't make any profit. I think, in fact, I probably lost money from that project. But I went and asked the Wyndham, and through the help of my network, I was able to secure that wall. And even then, when I was a little bit loose on the lips and shared, which I would also advise, keep information to yourself.
Yeah.
Because people have ulterior motives disguised under like sweetness, right? So I talked to a few artists, because in the excitement, knowing that I most likely was going to get that wall, were discouraging me and saying, don't do the wall. That's not going to be smart because it's too big and you're not going to have enough time, which all of that stuff makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why are they so invested in me not doing this wall? So I ran those names past the general manager. Come to find out, they were pitching the wall too. They wanted the wall for other projects. They didn't get the wall because they also needed Wyndham to put in money. And in my case, Wyndham didn't have to put in any money. They were just going to get a free mural.
Yeah. So
it was an easy yes to me. So it wasn't a yes to me. It was yes to the circumstance, right? So it worked out. Stars were aligned. I maximized the marketing opportunity. I brought the general public along the journey from the moment I got the project to all the hiccups that were happening along with the machine and all of that stuff. Now, as it goes to my philosophy as a public artist, it's the public's work. It's not my work that I'm imposing to the public. It is our work together. And they're invested in this journey with me. Which is what caused all these viral moments.
I don't know why people just they feel entitled to just fill you with doubt. Like I don't know. I don't understand that.
Oh, so I don't take it personally. It has to do with their own triggers, their own whatever they have going on.
True.
I just take it with a grain of salt and I clock it and then keep it moving. I don't need to tell you about yourself.
Yeah.
I don't need to say anything. I don't need to prove anything. I just need to stay in my lane.
That's it.
Which is what I was doing. And it was interesting. I had I had two big hiccups there, and one of those hiccups that I did share online, I'm crying because I'm frustrated. I'm working 14-hour days. I'm hustling. I'm working out in the rain. I'm dealing with all these moving parts. Also, the pressure of the deadline, the pressure of putting on a good mural, a big mural. It's 4,000 square feet. All this stuff. And so I share this vulnerable moment, and it was interesting the amount of backlash I got they're like, oh, she's faking it. These are crocodile tears. Oh, this is a man's job. That's why, because she's getting emotional. A man should be doing this. It was really interesting.
Place.
But what took it to the next level were other artists that were
Keep going.
Yeah, other artists that were my colleagues and peers who also say that they were women empowerment and were actually mocking me online, saying things like, oh, well, my client didn't like my work, but I didn't go cry about it and post it online. So it was really interesting watching all of this unfold, and it was eye-opening to me in this moment where it's the biggest milestone of my career. And instead of being received with like celebration and acknowledgement and validation, I met with everything that I just described here, even from my closest of closest friends. Crickets. There's no like phone call to be like, hey girl, you did it. I'm proud of you. Like, what can I do? Like, it was crazy how many strangers actually showed up for me.
Really?
Than my own like people that I would call for like whatever, like, closest friends. And I'm like, I'm just observing all of this. I'm just like, wow.
With all of that, like, how do you? Because social media is just a nasty place, and for you to be, bashed like that, and not just on social media, but just in general, like, how do you keep it? Just let me keep my cool. How do you keep it cool?
But let me circle back to the original point, that confident ignorance.
Okay.
The confident, because I also am a squirrel and I'll tangent into
No, please go.
But I'm proud of myself because I was able to bring it back. But the confident ignorance, I never did a big mural like that before. So I was confidently ignorant in the fact that I could paint a 4,000 square foot mural in less than 2 weeks, which worked to my favor. At least I think it worked to my favor.
It did.
And that's where it's good to be confident, ignorant in certain areas. Like, it's nuanced, right?
Right.
So had I done a big mural like that before, and then would I say, oh yeah, let me go pursue this big wall and do it in 2 weeks? I would have said no. But then I wouldn't have had this moment, and I wouldn't have learned everything that I needed to learn in that moment.
Right.
So, being confident, ignorant. I'm sorry, I keep moving.
No, you're good.
You asked me the question about social media. It hurt. I cried. I was depressed for like a weekend. I didn't understand it. And then I'm seeking understanding through other people who hadn't even faced something like that. So like, how are they? Most people want to just be like, oh, don't worry about it. They're just haters. Just ignore them. Yeah, it's so easy to say something like that until you're the one who's having that vial spewed at you, directly at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so easy to say, well, don't worry about them. They're just haters.
You just don't
They're
understand.
just jealous.
But still.
It doesn't make you feel good. You're not validating how I feel, which is, this sucks, and I don't deserve this.
Especially because you just doing what you love.
Right. I'm in my lane.
Yeah.
I'm being ambitious. I'm going for it. I'm not hurting nobody. I didn't take away anything from nobody. Okay? And yet, y'all are all hating as if I personally did something to you, which is so bizarre to me.
Yeah.
And I realized that I had to ask questions to myself. Like, one thing about entrepreneurship is it's not about business. It's also about personal growth. You are constantly going to be expanded, and you're going to have to learn to get tougher and tougher. And you reach one level and you're like, oh, I think I'm tough. And it's like, then something else happened. And you're like, I didn't realize I was going to I need to get even more tougher. And this was that moment And I realized nobody is going to be able to help me other than myself. And I have to do the inner work and ask questions to be like, well, why am I getting so triggered? Why am I getting so hurt? Why am I taking it so personal? Why is it affecting me? Other than, yes, I'm human. But it's like you have to ask deeper questions so then you can be like, okay, this is why this is hurting me. And now that I've identified that, what can I do for little Amy to give her some love and make her feel safe and validated so that it doesn't affect you? And because I chose to go that route and heal and ask these very tough questions now, when people say something nasty, because there's still people still saying nasty things about me online, I'm like, yeah, whatever. And now it just kind of bounces
doesn't really
off.
affect you like that anymore.
But when it first was going down,
it was a thing.
It was hurtful, and nobody was able to console me. Everyone was like, just whatever, it's just whatever.
They just don't get it.
And I can't blame them. They're trying their best, to make me feel better. But trying to make me feel better was actually making it feel worse. Because you're discounting, you're basically throwing my emotions under the rug and saying like, get over it, essentially, but in a nicer way. Like, just get over it.
Literally.
Yeah.
Dang, I definitely understand where you're coming from. I mean, I'm not necessarily, well, I mean, I guess I can call myself a DJ. A lot of people have seen my sets, but I've had a few people that doesn't sound right. Oh, I don't like this. And there was a moment I talked to a friend of mine. I was like, maybe I don't need to do this anymore. He was like, bruh, this comes with the territory. So then I kind of came with, I did another mashup, and I did like a rebuttal to it. And I kind of felt great about it, but still, just social media can just be such a nasty place.
Yeah.
Especially because people I feel like they don't care. Like, they don't care how you feel, what you got going on. They don't give a damn. They just want to.
It's easy behind a keyboard.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But face-to-face is, I mean, some people can do it face-to-face. It doesn't happen as often like it used to back in the day. But, like, now it's like behind that keyboard, you can be whoever you want to be and say whatever you want to say. And some people get away with it, which is insane to me. But with you, let me go to this next question. And as far as, like, when it comes down to being an artist, what are some things that has not been told, that you feel like has not been told as far as when it comes down to you being an artist? Like, is there like, what would you say? Well, as far as like making money off of being an artist, like, okay, let me go back. As far as making money from being an artist, what route did you take to even start that journey for you to be getting money off of your murals or any art that you're coming out with now?
I mean, like I said, I was a waitress, right? That's how I started making money. I'm selling. But I was gonna go I think when you had said something, how you worded it differently earlier, want to go that route, is you have to have the mindset of being a business owner. You can't be like, oh, I'm an artist who wants to make money.
Right. So there's a difference between just an artist making money and then
100%. An artist wanting to make money off of their artwork is charging arbitrarily. There's no method in the way they're charging, most likely. They're charging because they need to pay rent or pay some bills. So they're just like, oh, I'll sell this for $500. Or also they're just like throwing numbers out there, right? And seeing what sticks. And there's no method. They don't know their profit margin. They don't know their true cost of anything. Like it's just random. And they're just they're just making enough to, like, they're selling enough to be able to live how they need to live. That's not sustainable. Eventually the wheels are going to fall off. Okay. But if you switch the mindset and say you're a business, and you have a method, you understand your numbers in your business, you understand, okay, if it's this type of service, I need to charge this much, like exterior mural, interior mural, type of wall, the size of the wall, the type of design, all of these things matter in putting together a quote. And so then people also understand how you're pricing it, and it makes sense. They're like, yeah, okay, your cost of materials, labor, all of these things make sense. Then your business can be sustainable over time, and you can grow your business consistently. Then you can put systems in place. If you want to get big and you want to hire people, you can do these things. But if you're just randomly throwing numbers out there, you're not going to make it. And I think that's where I sometimes have debates with other artists because they'll try to put me in a box and say, well, you're not a real artist. You don't have a style, or you don't, like, it's not fine art. It's all of this stuff that they want to say. And I'm like, I'm a business.
Yeah. Literally.
I'm making money. I need to make money to survive.
Yeah.
You know, it's even that when the ones that are like, oh, you're a sellout. I can't believe you're charging money for this, because it's like, it's a God-given gift. So like, why would you charge people for this? I'm like, I'm still providing a service. It's a talent that I have, but I'm still providing a service. So it's interesting,
Crazy.
but those are the very people that wish they were living this way, that they could live off of their work, that they could take time off if they wanted to go and travel and still be making money off of their art.
Right.
So what I've learned is that they're just projecting, and it's easier to bring me down and poke holes in my stuff rather than look at themselves and say, hey, what could I do? So what can I learn from her so that I could do what I want to do
But
too?
instead, they want to bash you.
Instead they
of
want to
learning.
bash. Right.
Which is insane.
Only other businesses that are thriving, they're not bashing me.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, kudos to you. How much did you pay for that?
Yeah.
Like, how much did you quote for that? How much did you make? Like, we're asking business questions to
So
each
basically
other.
learning off of each other.
Yeah, we're learning off of each other. They're not, I mean, I had a gentleman who actually lied to me. He gave the impression that he does art full time, but in reality, he owns 2 other businesses, which is fine,
Yeah.
right? But he gave me the impression that he does it full time. And then he sat there and mansplained to me of what I could do better artistically and how he would like to bring me in as a student and teach me his way so I could be more successful. Yes, it was a wild.
Wow. That was bold.
It was very, very bold. And I asked very direct questions because I had asked him, like, do you do this full time? He was like, oh, yes, I make over 6 figures and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then when I fact checked it, there like 2-3 other people were like, no, he doesn't do this full time. He owns a pressure washing company and he owns a painting company. And I'm like, huh. And it's so you're actually revealing to me, you feel, and one of the things he said to me was like, yeah, I don't, because I called him out. I was like, because we were in the same area and he kept passing me up, but he wouldn't acknowledge me.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, you're just not going to say hi?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, hey, blah, blah. And then he said something. I was like, oh, I know. I can tell that you don't like me. But you don't know me. This is
Yeah.
the first time we're actually interacting in real life.
Damn.
So what is it that you don't like?
That's wild.
And he was like, basically he said in a nutshell that he thinks that it's crass that I talk about money online. And that he thinks I'm all about the money and not about the art. And I said, but if you watch my videos, it's in the perspective of helping other people so that they know what to charge. It's not me bragging about how much I'm making. I'm sharing information so that other artists can be like, oh, I can
the
quote
same.
that much.
Yeah.
I can ask for that much.
Exactly.
Is that how much the value is? And I'm like, I'm at the middle. I'm always asking what other artists charge so I can see where I am in the price level.
range, yeah.
Right. So I'm like, okay, I'm in the middle. And it was just really interesting, like the projection of. But this is the point, is that you're going to get a lot of noise and people are, like you said, the DJ, they're going to have a lot of opinions. But then when you actually like compare it, like, wait, he doesn't do this full time or she doesn't do this full time.
So how you gonna tell me?
How are you going to give me advice on experience you don't have?
This is true.
How are you going to give me experience on a 150-foot mural when you haven't even gone on a lift? You haven't even spray painted on an exterior building. You haven't even landed a client.
Yeah, go sit down.
Go sit down. I don't want to hear this. Like I would before have assistants with me, and I would get free assistants that want to learn, and I would be giving away like free game to the assistants because I don't really believe in competition. And I was met with like so much ego. I don't do free help anymore. In fact, you have to pay me if you want to learn something from me. At this point now, like if you want to learn how to paint a mural, you're gonna have to pay me because you're actually slowing me down.
Yeah.
I'm having to take time out of how I work and the pace that I work so that I can teach you how to do it. It's a learning experience, and I don't have the time for that. That's cutting into my profit margin.
But some information is not meant
And
to
also,
be free.
and that too.
Yeah.
You know, and so I remember I had an assistant who was giving me attitude on the job, and I had to like directly tell him, I'm like, when I'm speaking to you, I need you to acknowledge me and say yes or no so that I
Yeah.
know that you heard me
And understood.
and you understood what I'm asking.
Exactly.
He was like, gave me attitude, and I was like, what the world?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not bringing him back. And he was
Yeah.
like, hey, am I coming on this next project? I said, no, I just don't think we're energetically a fit, because the one thing different within mural business is even if there's hierarchy of like that, I'm the boss, you're the employer, we're working side to side.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas if you work anywhere else, the boss is up there and you don't really interact with the boss, and the employee is somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I'm literally close
here
to
with
you, and
you.
we're painting together. So there has to be some sort of synergy and chemistry between us.
True.
And if that's not there, I'm not going to feel uncomfortable on my job site. You got to go.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I told him, I was like, I just don't think this is a match, and best of luck to you.
Yeah.
And I didn't say anything to him. Like, I'm like, I feel your ego. I think you're disrespectful. I'm like, he knows what he's doing. I'm not going into all of that. And almost a year later, because then after I let him go, and he was getting paid, he made a post on Facebook saying that he was going full time. I was like, that's interesting, because I don't recommend to anyone to just blindly just take a leap like that.
Yeah.
I think
gotta
that's what
set it up.
social media
Yeah.
like kind of portrays, that, oh, that person just took a leap.
Mm-hmm.
If you even hear my story, I was a waitress for almost 3 years before I took the leap of going full time.
Right.
I didn't just go full time. I have to have money. I have to pay bills.
You got to set it up.
You got to set it up.
Yeah.
And he didn't set it up. And so I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I'm just, I just watching. And then I don't know what happened. And it wasn't something that I was like actively trying to keep track
Yeah.
of. And I ran into him at an event. I was like, hey, can I talk to you? I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I don't have any ill will towards any of these people. And he was like, I want to apologize. I was like, oh, for what? And he was like, yeah, I wasn't really kind to you. And I had an ego thinking that I was better than you. And I thought I could do that. I'm like, if she could do it, I could do it too.
Yeah.
He's like, what I didn't realize was difficult was actually going and finding the clients and then landing the client, like closing the deal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, painting is like 15% of the business.
You could have taught him that if he would have.
But if he had put his ego aside, and because you're coming to my job site with all of that front end work already done for you, you just have to show up and paint.
Paint. That's it.
You didn't have to do any of the work ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't develop a relationship with the client. You didn't have to like put a proposal together. You didn't have to close the deal. None of that stuff. The procurement of the materials, all this stuff.
Right.
So I said, well, I appreciate you sharing that, because it's like one thing to have a revelation and understanding of that. It's the second thing then to admit that to the person, right?
And to take
so I
accountability.
said, I appreciate that. And he was like, I would like to come back. And I said, oh, no.
No, we're not going back down
Yeah,
that road.
you already showed me who you were.
Yeah.
If you want to sign up for coaching with me, you can pay for coaching.
Yeah.
But I
Just-
can help you out that way. But I think that ship has sailed for you to be an assistant of mine.
Mom said it best. Once the person showing you who they are, man, you got to believe it.
You got to believe it.
So, yeah, he definitely showed his hand, man.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
that was his. I don't take it personal, and that was his learning journey, right?
yeah, this is true.
That doesn't mean, and I don't have any ill will towards him. I wish him all the best. He's doing good,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean I have to allow you back into the fold. I can still celebrate you, but far away.
Man, I kind of enjoy doing that. I like celebrating people. Just do it over
Stay
there.
in your garden
Yeah,
over
yeah,
there.
on me.
Don't come on. Don't step on my grass, please.
So, my last question for you is 20 years from now, when people see your mural, what do you want them to feel?
Well, I want that to be like an anchor or a symbol of, man, she didn't know what she was doing. And she went out and she got it. And she bet on herself. She gambled on herself. And she's still out there gambling on herself. She's always like trying to reach the next Mount Everest.
Yeah.
She doesn't stop. And she's not afraid of failing. She's not afraid of like being vulnerable. She's just out here living her life. And if she can go out there and the difference between her and someone else that isn't doing that is that she has the courage to go do it.
Right.
So let me get a little bit of courage and go out there and do it. I think for me is I'm a labyrinth builder. A labyrinth, a lot of people mistake to a maze.
Okay.
But it's completely different. A maze is a puzzle. They're like dead ends. You get, you're trying to figure out how to get out of there.
Yeah.
A labyrinth, there are no dead ends.
Right.
You start and you walk and you'll eventually make it to the center.
Uh-huh.
And then that same path out the center will lead you back out to the exit.
Right.
And that's a metaphor for life. If you stay in your own lane, you will eventually make it to the center, and the center is representing your success.
Yeah.
So you will eventually be successful. It's just a matter of when, not a matter of if.
Yeah.
So then if you're thinking that it's just a matter of when I become successful, not if I'll become successful, then the way you make every small decision is different, because
Yeah.
it's not, oh, well, what if I fail? It's like, okay, what if this gets me closer? Or what if this makes me get closer to success?
Dang.
Right? So then you're making moves differently. You're making moves based off of abundant mindset, of success mindset, not of fear, not of lack, not of scarcity. So you move a little bit different.
Yeah.
And then it's also going to scare off people who are like, well, how is she so sure of herself? How does she know? How does she know? Does she have a magic wand? Is she doing voodoo? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
No, because my mindset is different.
Your confidence is really strong, and I appreciate it. Like that was a strong answer. I'm not gonna hold you. I was not expecting that. That was a very strong answer.
Was it? Okay.
Damn, that was good.
But I want people to move like that. And there's
We
going to be
need more people
people
to
who
do
are
that.
going to try to question that because they themselves don't see themselves as strong. So then they're like, why are you so strong? And it's like, what do you mean? The question is, why are you not strong? Don't ask me that. Ask yourself, why are you not strong? Don't question my strength.
Yeah.
Question your own strength.
And how can you get it to
Yeah. How
that
can
point?
I be stronger?
Yeah, that's the question you really
That
need
should
to be.
yeah, exactly.
Dang.
So you move differently. So then, and also just not being afraid of failure. If you accept failure and that's part of the journey, then in fact you celebrate it because your perspective is different. Because you're like, okay, I just reached a speed bump.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I supposed to learn during this speed bump? Not like, oh, I reached the speed bump. Why me? This always happens to me. I never get a break. And then the victim mindset.
Crap. Yeah, yeah.
So once you change the perspective in entrepreneurship and you're like, you know what? I know for a fact I'm going to encounter problems.
Yeah.
And rather than getting frustrated and upset that a problem has presented itself, I'm going to be like, I'm glad that this problem has revealed itself because I need to learn something that's going to make me stronger and better.
And I don't understand why people have that delusion. Like they're fixing to go on this journey and they don't think that there's going to be bumps in the road. They just think that the road is just smooth and it's just going to be a straight shot. You finna have a rude awakening.
You're gonna have then you're not gonna make it because if you get easily deterred from anything that bad happens or throws you off your path, entrepreneurship is going to be really, really difficult. I also want to add that I think that entrepreneurship is glorified on social media.
Okay.
And it's making everyone feel like they have to be an entrepreneur. And entrepreneurship is not for everyone. And being in corporate America is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
We need all of that. We need the 9-to-5ers.
Yeah.
We need corporate people and we need entrepreneurial people. It's yin and yang. So
Yeah.
not one is better than the other. It kind of comes down to ask yourself, if you are thinking like, I want to be an entrepreneur, you have to ask yourself, am I okay with taking risks? Am I okay with uncertainty?
Mm-hmm.
Am I comfortable being uncomfortable? Am I okay if I don't make money sometimes and I may have to make sacrifices in my way of living?
Right.
You have to ask these real questions. And if you're like, no, I prefer security. I don't want to work more hours than 40 hours. I don't want to work on weekends, whatever the things are. Then you're like, you know what? I think I may want to be in corporate America. And the third
that's okay.
choice is you can do all of it. You can be an entrepreneur and have a side hustle, on the side.
Yeah.
So I think everyone is like, I think on social media, people feel like you just have to pick a lane and entrepreneurship is the way, and it's not the way.
This is
It's
true.
not the only way.
This is
You can
true.
be other things. And the other thing is, Like, I just found out recently, 2 of my girlfriends, they did the entrepreneurship for like a few years, and now they're back in corporate America, and they worded it in a way as if they failed. And I'm like, but you didn't fail.
You gave it a shot.
You gave it a shot. You realized it wasn't your thing.
And here we are.
And here we are, and you're doing what's best for you so that you're happy and you can live comfortably, because that's the end goal, is to be happy and live your life, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're a corporate person or entrepreneur.
Right.
As long as you're happy. And that's what you're doing. So you should even give yourself kudos for even going out there and attempting
it's
to be an
really a
entrepreneur.
win.
And who knows, maybe after a while you may want to jump back into entrepreneurial. I feel like also we tell these kids to be like, you need to figure everything out by 16, 18, and then that's the decision set in stone.
Insane. It's not happening.
And I'm like, I'm allowed to reroute at 40, at 50, at 60. I'm allowed to reroute.
Right.
Things change. And so for my son, he's 8. He's an entrepreneur. He owns a bracelet business.
Nice.
And he just got his first commission to do a mural.
Nice.
So the gentleman's going to pay him to paint an alien on the ground. So I'm helping him with that. He's already done the design. We just have to give it to the client to get approved.
Yeah.
And I told him that, hey, you're going to make mistakes. I'm here to help you and guide you, but because he's also a perfectionist. I'm like, and I'm trying to teach him to get out of that, because I'm like, the faster you can accept that you're going to make mistakes and that you get to learn from them, the easier life will be.
This is true.
And last thing I'll leave you with, like my dad, I'm a single mom, and my dad would be like, oh my God, I hate that you're a single mom and your life is so hard and you have to do all this by yourself and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, honestly, Dad, I don't look at it like that.
How do you look
I said,
at
I love my life because I get built-in breaks.
it? Okay.
Like this weekend, my son is with his dad,
Okay.
and a lot of married moms get breaks. They're on 24/7, right? I think it comes down to perspective. And I told him, I said, you can't have the rainbows without the thunderstorms. You can't have the flowers without the rainstorms. So you want the flowers and rainbows, but then you don't want to deal with the thunderstorms. But then how are the rainbows and butterflies and the flowers supposed to exist? They can only grow with the rain. The rainbow only appears after the thunderstorm.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
So you got to accept both.
Yeah, that was a good one.
How do you appreciate the rainbow if you don't accept the thunderstorm?
Dang.
It's all relative. It's all in relation.
This is true. This is very
Right?
true. Yeah.
So if you're like, ooh, yes, a thunderstorm, I'm about to see a rainbow. I'm excited. Thank you, thunderstorm, or thank you, rain, because now my plants are going to grow. My flower's going to grow. So the quicker you can accept that both have to exist, good and bad, then you live a better, more quality of life.
And you look at life differently too.
Yeah, you look at life differently. Utopia does not exist. Like, that's what the original first artist that was like discounting my work and my credit and all that stuff. He was like, they should only pick artists based off of your portfolio work, only looking at your work. And I'm like, what world do you live in? Because there's no company. And like, to your other question about a business artist.
Yeah.
You should be out there networking. You should be out there,
because you never
meeting
know.
people, because you never know. Because what business in this world is making deals solely based off of just whatever the quality of work they produce? No, that's where they tell you, go golf. That's where the business deals are happening.
This is true.
Oh, yeah, man, so-and-so is cool. He's dope. He's been golfing. We have, you know what? Oh, he's in that business. Oh, man, I'll give him the deal.
Exactly. You just never know.
It's all networking.
So to the gentleman that tried to question her, wake up, brother. Wake up, bro.
Wake up.
And learn what your worth is, because I don't think you know what your worth is.
No, and he was trying to push his insecurity on me, and I'm like, I don't want that.
We cool on
you
this
can have
side.
it. You can think I'm delusional, and you can think that I don't.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm too confident or arrogant. It's fine.
Yeah, he need to wake up immediately.
Yeah, he's on his own journey. We still send him love. Great artist.
Oh yeah, regardless,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
always love on this
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
All right, so we're at the end of the episode where we play the game Substance, where you'll pull a card, whatever whatever question is on that card is for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the same. The last few episodes, the cards have not been liking me at all. The questions that they've been giving me have been tough. So I don't know what's gonna happen
Maybe
today.
the universe is saying that's the questions that you need to be asking.
I see what you're doing out
need
here.
to go deeper.
Man, but there's just certain things that I do not want the world to know. I'll be like, man.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, I understand that.
All right, so out of this deck, you can go ahead and pull your one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do the same. Lord, please be nice to me today. Please be nice.
Damn.
All right. Oh, ooh. That look says.
It's interesting. It's an interesting question.
Okay.
Are you going first? Or am I
you,
going first?
You can go first. Mine
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's one thing you would say to a person who broke your heart?
That's tough.
Am I looking into the future?
Yeah, I mean, zoom in on me.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, at the end of the day, I would say with the most recent one, I would just say thank you. Because if my heart wouldn't have been broken, I wouldn't have been able to get even stronger. And that person taught me, all the people that have broken my heart have taught me something about who I need to be and how I need to show up. And early on in my 20s and even 30s, where I thought I was confident, now looking back at 40, I definitely don't think I was confident back then. It was this exterior false sense of confidence, but like the inner confidence of knowing my worth, knowing who I am and what I deserve. I don't think I fully understood that. And I'm still like on that journey. I'm further along than I was in my 20s and 30s. And so I would say thank you. Thank you for breaking my heart, because if I was still in it with them, I don't know, maybe I was settling and I wasn't growing as a person. And I definitely don't think all the men that have broken my heart, now looking back, I'm like, I wouldn't be who I am and where I am today if I was still in that relationship. And I think that God has me on a purposeful, driven life, and I have a lot to accomplish. And I have to find the right partner who is willing to support and empower and edify me on this journey, rather than being a competitor with me and competing with me on this journey. I want a partner who he's doing his thing and I'm supporting him in his purpose. He's supporting me in my purpose, and together we're out there living the life that God has destined us to live.
That was a good
And that takes a powerful man to not feel threatened or to feel like we're going to feel triggered, but how he chooses to deal with that trigger, to put that on me. I'm not taking any of that on anymore.
Okay.
You got to heal, and you got to work, and you got to ask the questions to yourself.
Literally.
Not taking that on. Yeah.
Dang, that's fair.
Yeah.
Dang, that was
So I say thank you for breaking my heart, because I wouldn't be the bad bitch that I am right now.
Okay. Facts. I like that energy. I like that energy a lot. And I like how when people come to you about a negative, you turn it into a positive. You just grow from it. I think it's
growth.
Yeah.
It's all meant to grow you. Am I going to sit here and tell you that that's the initial reaction that I had after each heartbreak?
No.
I'm not going to lie to you. I cried. This was devastating. I thought this was the man. I'm not going to find anyone better than him. And then I had to remind myself, like after the last two heartbreaks, I'm like, you said that about that one and that one and that one. And you found someone better and better and better. So it's like, don't worry. God has someone amazing in store for you. Chill. You stay in your lane, and the right one will show up at the time that he needs to show up. Even if that's at 50 or 60, it's fine.
You willing to wait that long?
Yeah. Yeah, after what I've been through,
Yeah.
I'm not sacrificing anything. I'd rather wait for the right person than to say that I'm in a relationship with someone for the sake of saying that I'm someone's girl or I'm someone's wife.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, yeah, I'd rather wait for the right person that adds value to my life.
However long that looks.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Okay. How much does religion influence your relationship and life choices? I think it's a big deal. I think people need to apply more of God into anything that they do, as far as life choices, as far as like religion, as far as like your relationship. I don't care if it's even a business deal. Like, you got to put God in the mix, because if you don't, you may lose. Me and him, our relationship has been rocky, but I feel like he understands why. And it was a point in life where I thought I could do it without him. I kind of just put him on the bench, and I was like, I got it. And when I did that, life was not great. Life was not great at all. And so it kind of, my brother said it best, and he was like, God is funny, not the ha-ha funny. But, and I was like, what are you talking about? And at this point in life, it was a real low place. And he was telling me, he was like, God will take people from you to make you really realize like you need him more than anybody else. And so when he took certain people from me, I started to realize, oh, I kind of don't need you on the bench. I kind of need you on the court, showing me like how to do this thing called life. So my religion is definitely a big thing when it come down to anything. So I definitely would tell anyone, if you doing this thing called life without God, or without your religion, period, like it may not work out in your favor. You might want to seek him before it's too late. So yeah, that was a good one. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm actually thankful for this one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
I'm gonna ask. So my question to you: what would you say to the person that broke your heart?
I can't stand you. No, I was playing. That's funny. You're funny. And God works in such mysterious ways.
Why? Did you go through a recent breakup or something?
No.
Oh.
I mean, no, but I had not an incident, but I'll talk about it. I don't care. So I went to a concert recently.
Masego?
No,
Okay,
Don
I'm jealous
Toliver.
because I didn't get to go.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, Don Toliver.
Yeah,
Nice.
I went to a Don
He's
Toliver.
from where I'm from, the SWAT, baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, small world.
Yeah.
So we went.
All the
and
greats come out from the SWAT.
I don't disagree at all. I definitely don't. But we're at the concert, and an ex of mine sat right behind me. Didn't know that she was going to be there. I did not know. And she was with a dude. And she was the last person I actually was like relationship. And so when I seen it, we kind of looked, and I was like, interesting. And it was dang. And so like she was the last person that we broke each other's heart. Like we just kind of went through this phase of like, man, we're going to do damage to each other, and we're just going to be together regardless. But it got to a point where we was like, this ain't healthy. This ain't it. So I moved on, she did her thing, but it didn't end well. And we kind of broke each other's heart. So if I were to look at her again and actually say to her, I forgive you, and I forgave myself for even letting me get to that point to even hurting you. And I forgive you for even hurting me. I forgive us. And I hope nothing but the best for you. And at the end of the day, regardless of what it looks like, I want you to win. I never want you to lose. I want you to win, however that looks, as long as you win. And when you do win, don't forget where you came from. And don't forget the things that you've been through. So regardless of where you are today, I still have love for you, because that's just how I was raised. That's just the type of heart that I have. And I forgive us. And I forgive myself, and I forgive you.
I love that.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to send that clip to her?
No. We ain't got to send it, because I know she be watching. I know you watch. It's okay. It's all right. But that'll be it on this week's episode. I appreciate your presence. Like, your energy is so amazing, and your answers are strong. And I want y'all to take and learn from what she has given you, the knowledge that she has given you. I need you to take that and run with it. Like, no matter what journey that you decide to take, corporate, entrepreneur, whatever, just know that there's going to be bumps in the road, and you need to have confidence in what you do, know your worth, and don't let nobody get in your way, because that's definitely going to happen.
Yep.
So that'll be it on this week's episode. Y'all stay tuned for next week, and we'll see you guys soon. Stay blessed and be smart. Lord Jesus.